So we start with a short introduction and then how to install the interface from EPLAN to Project Complete Marking, how to export the marking data from EPLAN to a file for the production, how to import the marking from the file to Project Complete Marking, tips and tricks in the data exchange with the product tree, tips and tricks in the data exchange with the condition field, how to export the marking data with the standard export configuration from EPLAN, how to export the marking data with existing customized export configuration to Project Complete Marking, then the new printer E-series, and then a short discussion time. Yes, now it's time for a live demo. So go ahead, Miguel.
Good. Let's start with the software first. So the first thing that you have to do is switch off EPLAN. So EPLAN must be switched off if you do the connection with Project Complete Marking and with EPLAN. Then we start the software, Project Complete Marking. This is the newest version that I have here installed, and you can download it from the eShop. It's free of charge, so it's free of charge. You don't have to pay for it. So you can download it and test it, no problem. You will not charge by money, so it's free of charge. So first thing that we have to do if we want to integrate EPLAN is to go to File. Then we have here under Options, again Options. Here you have one point, EPLAN integration. And here you can see all the EPLAN versions that you have installed. If you want to integrate EPLAN, you just click on the version you want to integrate. And one thing that I want to point out is also to tick here on Ignore feedback, EPLAN feedback on integration process. Because sometimes when you have problems to connect, please tick here, Ignore EPLAN feedback for the integration process. So right now I want to make an integration with EPLAN version 2.9 because this is the most used right now. So I will select it and install this. And the software will integrate it. So you will ask first for the serial code of EPLAN Professional. And I press OK. Takes a bit time. Okay, now it's installed. I press OK. Now I can start EPLAN. He asked me again for the serial number. So you can see the two export buttons for Project Complete Planning and Marking are already there. So after the integration, you have these two buttons available. So you can place them here. I have them placed in here. And one thing, here again, I can put it here. So and you have here the export possibilities to Project Complete Planning and Project Complete Marking. So today the event is about the export about marking. First thing that I want to point out is if you install Project Complete Marking and you make the integration with EPLAN, you get automatically export schemes with all the important information that you want to export for different applications. So one thing that I have to point out, please select the project on the left side if you want to export something. Then we go to Utilities. Then we have Manufacturing Data and Export Labeling. So and if I open here the drop-down menu, you will see when I make an integration of Phoenix Contact of the software Project Complete Marking, you will get automatically the schemes Phoenix Cable Marking, Phoenix Device Marking, Phoenix PLC Marking, Phoenix Terminal Marking, Phoenix Wire Marking, and the new export that we did for PXC Wire Marking for the Wire Marking Application Center. This I will show you later. So first thing that I want to point out is the standard Phoenix Terminal Marking. So when I open here, a scheme is I would say, is similar to a report, because in the database of EPLAN, there is a lot of information that you can get out from the software. And therefore, you need a report or a scheme called here in EPLAN where you can adjust which information you want to have from the database. So when here you have some different information that you can say. For example, the Phoenix terminal marking is an export scheme that is exported in a TXT file, and it is exported to the folder C Phoenix and Phoenix point KLM. So this is the export file if you want to export. Then you can adjust different header information here, for example, project information. Then the important thing is label. So here is really everything mentioned that you want to export from the database of the project from EPLAN. For example, we have here the higher level function with preceding sign. Then we have the mounting location. Where is this terminal block located? Then we have the terminal strip information. Then we have the numbering of the terminal strip. So this is a marking that comes later on to the materials that you want to print out. Then you have a terminal page name full, so that you can see, for example, where is this terminal block on the electrical drawing. Then you have some additional information about the terminal blocks. For example, the terminal block designation, the terminal block number, part number. Also the width. Width is important, for example, if you want to have endless marking, because then you need the information of the terminal block, of the thickness, of the pitch of the terminal block. And then we have also the project name. Good. And you can see all the schemes are automatically installed when you make the integration. But let's show how does it look like, the TXT export. So therefore I will close this window, and here we want to make just an export and start the application to see what is coming out. So right now you can see this is a TXT file, and we are exporting all the information that was mentioned in the report for terminal marking. So for example, the mounting location here, the terminal strip information, here the numbering, and then you have all some additional information. For example, this can be saved for the production. So for example, if you have just an EPLAN in a construction office and you have the production and they work, for example, with exported files from EPLAN, you have different exported files. We have one in TXT format. And for example, I can show you also the new one that I have. Moment, I have here my. So, and the new one that you can see is here in Excel format. This is a PXC wire marking. So, and you can see here we have some additional information, and it's also an Excel format. When it will open, I will show you how it looks like. So, and here you can see this is an export, a new one that we did for the wire marking application center. And here you have some additional information also about the project. What is the project name, where it is saved, when was the last modification date, and modification time, which EPLAN version was used, and the build number. And here you have really sorted in a nice view all the information, or higher level function, mounting location. Then you have here the terminal strip information, the connection point full, so where it is mentioned on the electrical plan. No, sorry, this is a complete address. And then you have here the page where it is mentioned in the electrical plan. Then you have also some mounting and routing information here. And you have here the target information, all the same, and also some additional information about the wires, for example, because this is an export for wire marking. So you have here the connection designation, you have here the cross section of the wires, you have the external diameter, because external diameter sometimes it's important for the marking that you use, the color of marking, then also the article number in CAE or the order number from your ERP system. Then you have also the type of wire and also the lengths. But the lengths you get only out if you have propanel, because you need to have before a routing. When you have the routing with propanel, then you have also the export here with additional information about the lengths of the wire. So these are the different exports that we offer. This is a new design, so we will change in the next months. We will change also the other designs to this, because we need some additional information about the project and also to hand out a very nice file to the external partner that he have all the information that he needs. But let's start. So the first thing that I did was the export of the terminal marking. So let's go here to the folder, and here you can see that I have here my export to terminal marking. So as you can see here is all data available that you need to make an import also to the software. So you can send this to the production, for example, and they can import then this file. So I will show you how this looks like. So when you save this file, you go to our software, go to File, and then we have here the data exchange. And all the export schemes that we have in EPLAN, we will have also here the import for this export schemes. So as you have seen, we have one for terminal marking, one for the WMAC, wire marking application center. You have one for wire marking, cable marking, equipment marking, and PLC marking. So if you hand out a TXT file to the production, I would recommend that you select then here the export for terminal marking, because we have exported the information for terminal marking, and then you make a duplicate. So and here in the duplicate, you can change also the name here, for example, that you make, this is a customized. Then I press enter. So now we have here my customized terminal marking, and now you can start to open it, or we can go on edit, or you make a double click here. I just press on edit. And here you can adjust all the information that you want to have then, where the marking information goes, on which material, which printer are you using. But let's go, I explain you how it works. So you open first the TXT file that you have saved on your folder. So this is on the C. And then we have here Phoenix, and here we have the KLM file that we have exported. So we open this. If you cannot see it, you have to switch over here to all files. So then you will see it. So I open this file, and now you can see all the data that you have exported from EPLAN. So one thing that you can see right now is also we are exporting also accessories. For example, here an end bracket or a cover. And here you can see there is no marking information for this. So therefore you have the possibility then to go to filters and sorting, and then you have to select, okay, which column, for example, here in column 4 is all the marking information. And then you select here column 4, and here you can put a filter on. So right now the filter is already activated, and filter out empty values. So then the software will automatically delete these rows where you have empty values. So then you import just the information when you have marking information there. Or you can also put a filter on clipfix to delete all the clipfix out. So there are different ways that you can use it. It's similar like Excel. You can also exclude, include things, equals, doesn't equal, so start with, so you can adjust a lot of different filter possibilities. If you want to just export different parts or different articles, everything is possible via this import configuration. So right now I just put a filter on and filter out empty values. Then the next thing that I want to do is the logic tree. In the logic tree, this is a very nice thing because we can show here the logic tree in our software as it is in the project tree in EPLAN. For example, when we go to EPLAN, you can see here that we also have here the address of 01, the higher level function, and the mounting location also 01. And when we go to our software, you can also adjust this project tree here so that you say, okay, my first sortation that I want to have is the higher level function. So I adjust column 1. So just select here column 1. The next one is column 2. Of the mounting location, and then we have the terminal strip information. So this is very helpful. I will show you at the end when I have made the importation why it is important also to use the logic tree. Next thing is the condition field. Condition field is also very important because, as you know, if you print a lot of materials and you have it in the production, a big box with a lot of materials, the most problematic thing is the time to search for the right material, where to mount this material. And therefore, we have integrated here an option called condition field. When you switch on the condition field and you select, for example, here I have selected the terminal strip information. So, and this terminal strip information, X1, is used on one label before the marking of the terminal strip, so that everybody knows, okay, when this label with X1 is coming, then I have everything what is coming after it belongs to the terminal strip X1. So just select the column 3, for example, here. Then you will see here the information that is in column 3. And then you say condition value on output. I can show you how this looks like in a preview. So here you can see, when I make it a little bit bigger, that one label is used for the information of the terminal strip. So here it is used X1, and to this terminal strip belongs 1, 2, 3, 4N, 5PE, 6PE, 7PE, and then it's starting with the terminal strip X2. So this is very helpful if you have just one material that you use on all different terminal blocks. Then you can see directly that this information belongs to the terminal strip X1. So if it is helpful for you, you can activate it. If not, you can also deactivate it. So when we click here off, then you will not have this label. Then you just have the information of the marking. It's just a help for the people in the production, because they can see directly where to mount this terminal strip information. But I will switch it on right now. The next thing that you have to do is to adjust the marking material. So right now you can see I have adjusted for all these terminal blocks here one marking material. But sometimes it doesn't fit, because you need to really, one customer says, I just want to have the smallest marking material and I use it for all terminal blocks. But there are some other customers, they say, no, I want to have really the terminal block with the same dimension of the marking material. So therefore, you have also the possibility to adjust for each terminal block one marking material. So for example, you select here the designation, and then you have to check, okay, a PT 2.5, for example, uses the material. Then you click here. And then you can choose which printer do you want to do you have in your production. So it depends on the printer that you have. For example, you can choose a different one, a Topmark Laser Neo, for example, and then you can define which is the material that he uses. For example, a PT 2.5 uses the UCT TM5, no? This one here. Then you can also choose a color one that you want to have for a laser, for example. We choose right now the white one. And this is how you can adjust for each terminal block the right material. Here, for example, for a blue one, and here you can really adjust for each material. You can adjust each marking material for each terminal block. But right now, to make it easier, I just concentrate on one marking material. So for example, here I will choose UCT TM5, or I switch to UCT TM5, because this will fit on nearly all of this marking. And I choose the printer. For example, a Topmark Neo we can choose, and insert TM5 in white. So now all marking material is done to this material. So when you change here the material, you also have to put here the additional information that you need. For example, here you can choose then for each different material, you can make different adjustments. For example, of the material font, of the font height, if it is rotated or not rotated. So this can be done here. So very easy. You just click on the group. There is a blue group that you can see here. Make it a bit bigger. So, and here you can adjust then all the materials. For example, if I want to have everything rotated by 90 degrees because the text is a little bit long, then you can see how it is rotated here in this way for the laser printer. Then you have some additional groups here. And here, this group, for example, can be used also to find quicker the material in the production. Here, for example, you can also put the project name, for example. And here you just click here per drag and drop and move this information here. And then you will get also the project name on this tree. This is also a help so that you can see, okay, this material is for Phoenix Contact, the E-Series demo project. And you have here the condition field. So it's really nice for the guys in the production then to find the material for the right project and for the right terminal strip. So afterwards, if this is ready, so we have also some additional groups here that you can see here, because also on the laser, you can also print on the frame outside. So here you can add also information. You can also write here information. Yeah? Additional project field. So then you have also here an additional project field, and then it's also mentioned here. So this can be also rotated by 90 degrees. Sometimes if the text is too long, you can also adjust here a tick, and you can say if the text is longer than the marking area, please compromise the text by 50%. So then you have to adjust 0.5 by 50% and press enter. And then if you have a long text here, I will show you. Then the text will be changed. You can see it looks like a little bit Arial narrow. So if the text is too long, he will compromise it so that you can read everything that will be imported in this area. So and this information is also imported directly. So now we can save this import configuration and we can start the import. So now you can see that everything is imported. You have here an additional information, here the project tree, you have here the condition field. And now I show you why it's important also to adjust the project tree. Now here you have different possibilities. For example, if I adjust the project tree here, now you can see that I have the same project tree like in EPLAN here. I have the higher level function and also the mounting location and the terminal strip. And this is very helpful afterwards when you check the complete cabinet, for example, and some marking material is missing and you want to print out really from a different, for a terminal strip, again, the marking material. You have here the possibility really to have a quick search, for example, in X8 is missing the marking material of the application. So then you have the possibility to select just this for the X8 terminal strip, and then you can just print out linked labels here. Print out linked labels, and then you get a printout just for these labels that were missing. And this is really a nice help also if you want to reprint something or if you just print out special parts. For example, if you have really a big plant and you are just developing the first part of the plant, then you can print out just the first part of the plant. And then later on, you have the possibility to make the printouts from the other locations here. This is really a nice thing. So this is how you export and import a file from EPLAN. The nice thing is now that the import configuration here is pre-adjusted now. The only thing that you have to do now is the next time when you export an TXT file for terminal marking, because the export looks every time the same. You just have to go here and open the new Excel file here, open it, start import, and then everything is automatically adjusted. And this is also the same way when you adjust it when you make an export from EPLAN. Okay, but let's show how the other export possibilities are. So I will close here the projects. Good. Now we go to EPLAN, and I want to show also the other export possibilities. You have here the buttons to export complete marking information, and you have also here when you go to Utilities, Project Complete, here you have also the export to marking, auto planning. So right now you can see that I've not installed the newest version of planning. So if I press export marking here or here, just open it, you have two export possibilities. Oh, sorry, it was the wrong one. So you have two export possibilities. One is a standard export and one is a custom export. Let's show the standard. Behind the standard export, we have some demo exports and import configurations so that you can see how it works, and you just have to change then the material, for example, at the printer that you are using, and then you can use just the standard export. So how does it look like? So as you have seen, we have here the standard terminal marking text. So I will do an export, for example. And then you will see that we have automatically integrated the import configuration with demo material behind it, because we didn't know which material you are using and which printer you are using. So right now we are importing to the material UCT TM6. We have the condition value is already activated, and we have also some project name here in the material mentioned, but this is for the Thermomark card material. So if the customer has now a different printer, then it's the same way that you go to File, Data Exchange, and then you have here the standard import configuration. These are the standard ones that you have here. And if you want to change the standard import, then you have to open the terminal marking at EPLAN P8, Electric P8, then Edit. So then you can go to Material Mapping, and here you have to adjust then the different materials if you want to have something different. For example, for a laser, as I have shown when you imported the file from the TXT file, because there you switch on which printer you want to use and which material you want to use. This depends on your application, what you want to use. So right now, this is just like a demo, but when you change this, for example, I will change this so that you can see it very quick. I take the laser, for example. We did a UCT TM5. But this has to be done only one time. If you do this one time and you save it, then the standard import configuration is saved. So now you can see I imported on this material. I check the field assignment. So right now, project name. This has to be adjusted new so that you say, okay, I just want to have also project name on it. And condition field is activated. Okay, I can save here the import configuration. Now I close this. So now when I go back to EPLAN and I start the new export, terminal marking text and export, then you will see automatically that everything is imported on the right material for the laser. So you can see directly that everything is imported for the top marked laser Neo. So it is pre-adjusted. Good. This was the way we have the standard export. I just want to show you also the standard export, how it looks like for wire marking, for example, for the new E-Series printer. Here we have also a new possibility that is called Wire Marking Application Center. So I take this one here, Wire Marking Application Center, export the information. And also here is also a material predefined for a Thermomark E-Series E-wire. This is a special material that is folded over the wire and it's soldered together. So you will see later on a video where it is mentioned. But you can see that all information is directly exported from EPLAN. And here we have also some additional information, for example. So here you can see also in the project tree where this wire is connected on the source side or on the target. So right now is the source side here adjusted. So you can see that in location in higher level 01, location 01 at 3F1 is this wire connected. So you can see also that we have also here some wire information so that you can see every time this is source and this is target information, because we need this information later on because we have a graphical display then on the printer where you can see directly all the information, which wire do you have to insert with the color, with the type and length, so that you can see then later on the display how this looks like. If you want to print out this, we have the standard view. Or if you have unskilled worker in the production and you want to have an easy way to print out wires, you have also a different view called Wire Marking Application Center. Therefore, please switch to Wire Marking and then Application Center. And then you will see an easy way to show the wires that you want to export. And here you have all the important information, cross-section, then also outer diameter. You have the order number. You have the type designation here, and you have the length of the wire. So you can just cut the length of the wire of 256 millimeter, and then you just insert the source information, and then the target information here on both sides. And the nice thing is that the marking is already also rotated, because if you have ProPanel installed in EPLAN, we already know where this wire is connected at the component. Is it connected at the top or at the bottom? So then we will automatically rotate the marking so that you can read every time from left to right in the cabinet or from the bottom to the top. And here you can just select, or you can also add filters here so that you put a filter, make sortation, for example, or just print out the blue ones here so that you can really dark blue select here and apply. then you will see only the dark blue, and then you can print out the view, the complete view that you have here, or you can print out just selected items. For example, if you want to select this ones here with Shift, then you can print selected wires also. And this is an easy way to print out really the wire for the preparation, that you can use it very fast at the cabinet. Good. The other thing that I want to point out is a lot of customers, they have their own export schemes here. So for example, when we go to manufacturing data, export labeling, and you can see a lot of customers, they have their own export list. Also, this export schemes from EPLAN can also be integrated in our software. Let's show how this works. Therefore, you have to open here also the export to project complete marking. And here you can switch not the standard export, you mentioned the custom export. And here you have seen already, for example, if a customer, or I want to use this one here, we have here a standard terminal block. You can use your scheme. I choose one called standard clem here, means standard terminal blocks. And here I can define which is the import configuration that can read this export scheme. So and here we have to open a new material, because right now, as you can see, here are only the standard import configuration. We have here the customized one that we can use, but we make a new one. So therefore I go to the software again. So I close first all my projects here. So now I'll go to File, and here I can make again a terminal marking. I make a duplication again. Then I make customize it to terminal marking, press enter. Then I just have to make one export to really adjust the import configuration to the export scheme, because right now this is not adjusted. So therefore I switch over here to my new one. I have to make a refresh so that I can see the new import configuration that I have done. So, and this is customize it to terminal marking. So, and here you can add also different ones. So if you say, for example, we have one project where we have standard terminal blocks, and then you can enter here, for example, I can choose a standard one that I have here, for example, for wire marking. And here I choose also the import configuration for the standard one for wire marking. So you can add a lot of different configurations here. So right now I just want to have the standard for terminal marking because I have to adjust it. And then I just press export. So and when I switch then to the software, okay, you will see that nothing is imported. So this is because I have to adjust now the import configuration to this new export. So therefore I go to customize it to, make a double click, or I press edit. And then you will see, okay, this is the information that is coming from the scheme from the customer. So you can see that here, for example, this is a txt file and the columns are sorted by a semicolon here. And therefore I have to go to delimiters and have to adjust, okay, we have here a semicolon inside. And then you will automatically make columns of the different files that we have here to import. Then we have filter and sorting. And also here you can see that we have here empty files. So therefore you just select column 4, filter on, filter out empty values. Then you have already adjusted to filter out the empty values. Then you can adjust the logic tree. Logic tree is already adjusted. It's column 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it fits. Then you can switch on the condition field if you want. Therefore, you have to select which one is a condition field. Then the material mapping. So I can leave this with UCT TM5 right now, or you can change it for each terminal block a different marking material. Then field assignment. So you can see here you can add also some extra information to the different groups that you have, for example. So for example, here the information for the, you will delete this. So column 5 would be, for example, in the electrical drawing, where is this terminal strip? connection, and then you can see directly where it is connected. So if everything is adjusted, the wire metadata is just for the information of wire data. So right now we're just importing terminal blocks. So therefore it's enough just to adjust here the terminal block information, and then we press on save, run the import, and then the import is already adjusted. So in the next time when you make an export now from your custom export here, I can switch on terminal marking also, export it. Then you will see that everything is automatically exported according to the import configuration from Project Complete Marking. So first the terminal marking is coming. And then is coming also all the wire marking. Good. I'll wait some seconds. But this is a way how you export also the information from EPLAN via customize. So if you have a lot of export configuration already existing here, then you can adjust here the export configuration, your own one, and on the other side you have to adjust the import configuration of our software. So, and if you have a lot of information here, it also takes a little bit time because you have also a lot of information to export to our software. But these are the different ways how you can export the information from EPLAN, just in one file, just via the standard export, or if you have customized scheme already in EPLAN, you have also the possibility to use a customized export. Good. Let's see. Oh no, software is crashed. But this was the different ways how you export it. Just show it again. One moment, I will start again the software. So what you can also do, because I did already the export, but the software crashed, but you can start it already here with Customize it 2 and WMAC. You can also start a batch run of this too. So if I start a batch run, you will also import all the information, first terminal marking, and then is wire marking coming. So you can see that the files that were exported to EPLAN are already there. So you have here the terminal strip, and here you have the wire marking. Good.
Then I will show, talk a little bit about our new printers. Let's bring the horsepower to the street. It's time for the new features to increase efficiency and to enable new processes in terms of marking. Now we're going to show a short video.
You've got mail.